Dame Jilly Cooper, who we all adore, is demanding that the manly characters, the truly manly characters, in the TV adaptation of her legendary blockbuster Rivals keep their emotions to themselves. According to show bosses, she told Alex Hassell, who plays the womanising Rupert Campbell-Black, to butch up the character. These are her words, not mine, during the filming of the upcoming second series. And she apparently insisted, "My men do not cry. My men are macho." Dame Jilly previously bemoaned the fact that men cry all the time now. But I wonder whether you think it's rather nice that the modern bloke shows his emotions. Tina, I'll go to you first on this. I mean, what do you think?
Well, I've got a son and I've got a husband, and I wouldn't care if they cried every day. I think sharing their emotions with us and with anyone is a good thing. I think men do bottle it up too much, so I'm all for this.
Do you remember that time that Paul Gascoigne cried?
Beautiful.
And do you remember it made front page news? It was on the front of every, here he is, there's a picture of him doing that. It was the front of every newspaper. Yeah. You know, he's a male, he's macho, you know, he's heterosexual, he's a sportsman, and he's crying. Oh my God, this is a story, this is a big thing. The whole country was kind of reeling from this bloke sobbing, and I don't know whether, Claire, it was a breakthrough or not.
I would rather have Rupert Campbell-Black than Gaza, to be honest with you, for a myriad of reasons. Time and place, guys, time and place, that's all I'm saying. I'm with Dame Jilly Cooper. I loved, they were the antidote to my growing up experience, all of those books. Polo, Rivals, the lot, loved it. I like a macho man.
So have you ever been with a man that sobs, or your sons when they cry, because they're now grown up?
Well, I've got one son, and he cried not that long ago, which was lovely. And it was to do with something else that was happening in his life. But again, time and place.
Yeah.
You know?
But you don't want them weeping all over the furniture.
No, I do not. Just as like Rachel Reeves shouldn't have been crying in the House of Commons, in my view.
Yeah.
Controversial, my view.
Maryvn.
I think when you become a parent, emotions just come. I just think I've opened up more sides of me. And most of the time when I cry, it's because I see something that connects to how I feel about my children or someone that I really care about, and it's actually quite a beautiful moment to feel like I can access it.
And a bloke without?
I still think you should be crying. I think a lot of men carry a very heavy weight of doing a lot and serving a lot of people, and actually it's about just releasing the tension, just 10-20%. Now, and I think most of the time when we talk about men crying, we kind of imagine men in a fetal position constantly crying at every single moment that they're challenged. It's actually not. It's just about managing yourself and your capacity,
managing time and place,
and it's really healthy. No, I don't think. I think time and place restricts what you just need. If you need it when you need it, you need it. I think trying to control how men display their emotions is why we end up with so many problematic men now, because they have nowhere else to put this feeling, so they take it from other things and other people.
All right, let's go to the phones. Joe's on the line in Hampshire. Joe, do you like a man that weeps?
Oh yes, I think I feel very strongly. I feel very strongly about it. I think it's very, very important for a man to cry, because it's not a weakness, it's a strength, as far as I'm concerned. And men are brought up by society. You know, well, of course, men don't cry.
Yes.
It's a cultural thing, Vanessa.
Yes, true.
And I think it's empowering for them to cry. Different versions of talking, really, isn't it?
Yes.
And if they don't cry, where do these emotions go? I think they can fester, and that's not good for the heart or the soul.
Yeah.
You know, and I mean, in actual fact, I was a grief and bereavement counsellor. And I used to see a lot of men, and they would come into my clinic, my room, and I would say to them, sit down, you know, lovely to meet you, and you don't have to say anything, you can just sit there and, you know, embrace your moment. It's not my moment, it's your moment. And then I said, if you want to talk, you can. And eventually, the trust was built, and they did start to unload and cry. And I said, do you realise that when you have walked through that door, you have actually empowered yourself? And that, to me, is wonderful.
Well, what a great story from somebody who has such expertise in grief. Joe, thank you very, very much indeed. Let's go to Francis in London. Francis, what do you think of a man who cries?
Yeah, well, I think that what I think is they wouldn't obviously cry more than or the same as women, but I like a man with a bit of sensitivity who can tear up, not necessarily sob unless he's grieving. But I think that, you know, I'm married to a sensitive man. He's in a care home now, but I just, he used to tear up now and again, not all the time, but I like a man who's, if he tears up, means he's got a bit of sensitivity, it's probably a bit of compassion. That does not make a man unmanly.
And so what do you think of, Francis, of what Dame Jilly Cooper says, that you know, she wants her characters to butch up, she says, and, you know, be very macho, and that doesn't mean crying. They're not allowed to take out a linen handkerchief and snivel into it. She won't have it. What do you think of that?
Yeah, but I think it's gone from one extreme to the other. I don't like macho men at all. I like a man to be manly, but I like a man with a bit of sensitivity, a bit of compassion. I like a bit of emotion. You know what I mean? Obviously, they're not going to be as emotional as women. I'm not saying they should be crying all the time or as often as women do, but I think it goes from one extreme to the other. This idea match up, you know, all that carry on. I don't like it at all. I wouldn't be anywhere near a man like that. To me, it's
right. Francis, thank you very much. I mean, if you remember your fathers, do you remember your dad's crying? Was that something, Tina?
I've never seen my dad cry.
Never.
No.
Never.
No.
And why? Because he wouldn't have thought it was appropriate to do that, or?
I don't actually know why he's never cried.
That men don't cry?
Yeah, I suppose he would. When his mother died and his brother, I saw him get emotional, but I've never cried. No. But when I saw my son recently get very upset, it was kind of fantastic, because I thought he would have been keeping that festering, and where would that have gone? So I was delighted when he.
What about you, Clare, and the family gentlemen? Did they cry?
My father died when his mother. My father cried when his mother died.
Yeah.
But you know, I think we know men, and the men that we love that are close to us, we can see the sensitive, vulnerable side. And I think there is definitive roles between men and women that I think should be celebrated. And when Jilly Cooper made these flippant comments about, I want my macho Rupert Campbell-Black, right? It's a very much off-the-cuff thing, trying to get the PR in to watch the second season of Rivals, first season.
I'm already in. I'm watching it without question.
I'm already there.
I'm definitely there.
I've got my whip by my side.
Love it.
It's just one of these things, and I don't think the question is binary. I don't think the question should be, should we allow men to cry? I mean, obviously they are, but you do.
Yeah. I just don't think it's up to. I think even society even creating that norm of like, I don't think you should cry. It's not really any of your business.
Exactly.
What about that 10cc song and it goes, big boys don't cry?
Yeah, those
big
things.
Boys
and I think
don't
it's
cry.
really
Was that just boomed out the radio?
It's dehumanising.
Big boys don't cry. Remember that?
Like men are meant to be complex and nuanced, and I think for a long time we've not really allowed that nuance, much to our detriment, right? You haven't built a relationship with men where you know them because you haven't seen them in those environments. That's a big part of getting to know the men in your life. So I think allowing them to cry, there's nothing to be alarmed by if someone does cry. I think you should encourage it, and then when they release, rebuild them back up and send them back out to do the things.
Okay, let's have a quick look at some social media messages. So Scott on Facebook says, I've cried many times. I'm not embarrassed at all. It lets my frustration out. Good for you, Scott. And Susan on Facebook says, I think it's a sign of being an emotionally well-balanced human being. If a man feels able to shed a tear, bottling up emotions does nobody any favours.